So here we have the bobbin case out of a Brother PR embroidery machine. Also fits the VR. It's the same bobbin case, and these are quite generic, these bobbin cases. They fit lots of machines. So we've got the bobbin in, we've got the bobbin thread threaded through underneath the clip, ready for use. And what we should find is that if we pull on the thread, we're getting a nice, even, gentle tension. We're not looking for anything too tight, too strong in a tension. The most important thing though is that it's even, it's smooth when we pull it out. If it's smooth, then we can adjust the level of tension. If it's not smooth, it means that there's an issue internally and the thread's not passing through underneath the clip correctly. That can be due to a build-up of fluff, all sorts of residue and gunk underneath the plate, which is very difficult to kind of get out without taking it to pieces. So we're going to show how to do that. It's all quite straightforward. It's not a complicated thing, the bobbin case. It's just two plates that squeeze the thread, and the squeezing of the thread gives a tension. So we've got two screws. This little one, which holds the bobbin, holds the flap onto the bobbin case, and the other one, which is the one that actually does the adjusting. If I turn that, you can see the flap opening, and equally, if I tighten that down, hopefully you can see that it closes in, and that's what gives you the tension. So we're going to loosen the little one just to give ourselves a little bit of free movement, and we're going to try and take this one out. Always good to have some white fabric or something underneath this when you're doing it, because it generally drops out and disappears on the floor. You can see how small it is. And once that's out, we can then get this flap and move it to one side, and it's this area here that we're looking at, and we want to make sure that there's no gunk, no bits of fluff or anything stuck in this area. You can get residue on the thread, and that will cause dust and bits and pieces to stick on there, so it's always good to have a good look at that. And also on the back of the clip, this flap that goes over, check in there as well to make sure that's all nice and clean before we can put it all back together. That little clip there sits in that hole, and that should then allow these two holes to line up, ready for this little screw, which is a bit of a nightmare, but we'll get it. So we're going to start that one off, then we're going to tighten the other one up, and then we can adjust that accordingly. You can see, hopefully see, that's far too wide, thread will just flow through. So we're going to tighten that down, give that another turn, and then we can load the bobbin back in. Again, while we've got the bobbin case, make sure that there's no fluff in here. You can again get a build-up of fluff in there, and what that does is trap the bobbin as the bobbin's trying to turn. So give that a good clean out while you've got it out. Drop the bobbin in. We can thread that around. So the thread's all the way underneath the clip there, and that holds it in place so that it can't jump out. If it does jump out, then you lose all sense of the tension. So you can see that hangs, and if I pull it, I have got a nice gentle tension on there, But what I'm going to do is just tweak this. Just want a little bit more tension. And then we would load that into the machine and run a test stitch, a good wide stitch, and that will show us really what the bobbin case is doing in relation to forming the stitch with the top thread.